Can anybody hit the golf ball 250 yards? Now, you're probably looking at that in two ways. Some of you are probably looking at that statement going, well, that's not very far. Other people are probably going, well, actually, that's a good long drive. Now, I think about it this way. 250 yards is a very, very good drive for a club golfer. Today, I'm going to give you 3 things that are going to help you drive the golf ball further, access that 250, or if you're somebody that already drives it that far, hit it that little bit further. So, number 1 on our list is how we hold the golf club. I don't think many golfers understand how holding this golf club is so influential on our wrist mobility, our ability to release the golf club, and control that strike. The missing area I think a lot of golfers get into on this strike is actually centeredness of strike. How you hold it will control where that face points. How you hold it will give you the best chance of getting a nice centered strike, which gives us the most efficient hit. If you can become the most efficient for your golf swing, you're going to hit it further. So a little quick grip routine, and this is something that I would do out on the golf course as point number 1. So imagine you just pulled your golf club out your bag, put it in front of you, your playing partners are teeing off. I would just get my top hand on the golf club and just hold it like this. Keep it there while other playing partners are playing, and not only with driver, use this with your irons, because look what this is getting me to do. It's straight into my fingers. This padded part is now on top. We don't want it in the palm. So nice and simple. If I was going for a full routine, imagine my playing partners are hitting in front of me, grab the golf club, get used to it being in those fingers. Right, it's now me to go. My ball's down. I've already got my left hand on. It's ready, it's prepared. We don't have to shuffle it around. We don't have to try and find it. We're in. And now we can feel like we can release that golf club. We feel like we can get the club into the best position possible for us to create good strikes. Control the face and help give our best centered hits. Really, really key. Okay, nicely on to point number 2, because there's 3 factors to this, and I think the one thing I want you to get out of this is 250 yards is a lot longer than you think. It really is. And when I get most club golfers on the TrackMan or on the Flight Scope, they can't believe actually how 250 yards of carry is a long way. So being able to access that is really going to change your game. You look at strokes gained, the further you hit it, the more likely you are to hit it closer for your next shot, the more likely then you are to hit birdies, pars, net birdies out on the golf course. So number 2 is the ability to stay in posture. And what is this? The way I'd explain this is grabbing an alignment stick, place that alignment stick across our chest. I want you to think of this alignment stick being the helicopter propellers. So your body's the base of the helicopter, this is the propellers. Your main focus within the golf swing is to allow this body to stay in posture. And in simple terms, it will change slightly in terms of height, we will change in pitch slightly, but in terms of can we feel as though they work in the same place, if a lot of golfers had this analogy, this would stop us standing up, changing the pitch of our helicopter. This would stop us falling backwards. You had that feeling of always staying in posture, always keeping our helicopter propellers working through a similar or same plane of motion, then this is really going to help us again with strike and efficiency. I think you got to think of staying in posture is your way of actually getting this fired up, not these. This fired up. So staying over the golf ball, staying in posture is point number 2. How will you do that? Grab that alignment stick, get it across your chest. Get it across your chest, make that motion. And if I've got any piece of advice for you on that is get a camera down behind you, see what happens. You could do this right now. So if you're at home watching this video, well, thanks for tuning in, first and foremost. Get your video on the side, get your phone on the side after watching this video. Place it at hand height, hand position left and right. Golf club, alignment across your chest, get in the lounge, make sure you've got a bit of free space, and just create some moves and see if your yellow alignment stick or your alignment stick operates through the same space. Do you stand up? Do you fall back? Or are you able to get your helicopter propellers working through a similar space throughout. That's going to help your body become more active, your body to create more speed, and again, either getting closer to that 250 or increasing that drive beyond that as far as you can get it. Okay, the final point on this is release. How do we get that club to release? I think it's a tough subject. I think the things that we've done so far help us get our release. So good grip helps us control that release. If we had a weak grip, let me show you this. A weak grip, so really weak, no knuckles really showing on my left hand. Look how much my club face can release. Really strong grip. Now look how much more my club face can release. Now obviously we want that nice middle ground between that. We want that position where we've got a little bit of release, not too much, but also not enough. So a nice simple hold, we've spoken about that. 2.5 knuckles is my little trigger for there. Staying in posture will allow you to keep the arms and the body more synced up. So relative to our spine angle in posture, this club face angle can stay a little bit more constant throughout. So how I picture the release for a lot of golfers is not a drag and a pull across the body, it's allowing that golf club to whip through and around. So think about it this way. First parallel on the way through, can you get that feeling of the club face angle matching our spine angle? Because now we're in posture. From this point, allow the hands just to whip round onto the shoulder. So feeling this, back, pause it, whip it round. And you know what's crazy? I remember this really distinctively. I had this lesson once, and Andrew Murray went to me, well, just picture Rory McIlroy in that finish. And it literally felt like I was whipping that golf club around me. More speed, more distance. And at that point, I was probably looking to get it about 250 on average, because it's a long way. We've got to realise that. Give yourself credit if you're past that now. Give yourself some credit. And on that note, how far do you actually drive it? Get in those comments down below. Let's be honest with ourselves here, because if we're honest with ourselves, we can then move our game forwards. So the final part of this video is understanding to whip this golf club through. And I will stand here nicely in posture, good grip, in posture, whip it through, allow the arms and the body to be all synced up. That's our best way of becoming our most efficient golfer. So there we go. I've answered the question. Yes, I think every golfer can access 250 yards. Use these 3 tips. Get a better grip, stay in posture, and let that golf club whip through.